What is up, everybody? This is Fuck It We Ball podcast. This is pilot episode number 1. Y'all gonna get an idea of who we are and why we're doing this pod. So I'm gonna throw it over to Brady. He's gonna give some thank yous before we get started.
Yeah, before we start this episode, I just want to shout out obviously both of our parents, our friends that are following, and anybody else that's following. I know a lot of people don't know me, and nobody's perfect on this podcast. So fuck it, we ball, right? So I'm gonna throw it to Nick for the people that don't know Nick.
So we're gonna go over who we are. So I'm Nick Sconzo. Right now, I'm a senior at Temple University. I'm studying sports and recreation management. I've been a big sports fan my whole entire life. So this podcast is going to give me the opportunity to just talk about sports, hook up with some friends, some new people, get to know people in the sports industry, and kind of go from there. So a lot of you probably know who I am, but for the people that don't, like I said, I'm Nick Sconzo. You can call me Sconzo, whatever you want to call me, it don't matter. But I'll throw it over to Braden. Some of you might not know who he is.
Yeah, so I'm the big question mark of this. I know a lot of people from our following initially are Nick's friends. So a lot of people don't know me. I studied sport management at the University of Indianapolis as my undergrad for 3 years. I graduated a year early. During those 3 years, I worked for the Indianapolis Colts. So I was able to see what a professional locker room is like for 2.5 years. I helped them out a bunch. And now I'm at University of Michigan studying sport management in my master's program, and I'm almost done with that. And I just really wanted to, be with my best friend, make a podcast, have fun with it. So the purpose of this podcast is for the guests. So it's just me and Nick. So we're just best friends hosting this show, two schmucks to talk about sports. And we're just going to allow our guests to kind of take it whichever way they want to take it. And I'm going to throw it to Nick to talk about the structure and how we're going to be running this.
Yeah, so the structure of this podcast, it's going to be like a normal podcast. We're going to try to post like one time a week. Each episode's there's no real set time for an episode, but maybe like 15 minutes, give or take. It depends on who our guests are, what the content we're going to be talking about. But every episode, we want to have one guest on that's in the sports industry. We want high school athletes, college athletes, professional athletes. It doesn't matter. We're willing to anybody. You don't even have to play a sport. You can just be in the industry. We're open to everybody. We want anybody to come on here. If you have a voice and you got something to say, we want you to come on and talk about it. That's the whole point of this pod. You want to ramble about your league or what you're playing in. Come on, tell us. Be unfiltered as you can be. It does not matter. So that's kind of just the structure. This was a quick little introduction, first episode. Next week, we're going to have our first official pod. We're going to have our first guest on. The guest is going to be Alyssa Sconzo. She's a sports information director at Winthrop University. She's an up-and-coming woman in sports, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to talk to her, get to know who she is. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.